long has it been? Nearly 2 years now that I've been playing on this world. And it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a drunk world. Both evil biomes. I haven't done the thing where a lot of people who've played on like a world for 2 years, they just decide to destroy their entire world. I haven't done that yet. I've actually not explored all of it. Um, but yeah, I'll be kind of going through what all of this stuff is for, um, in this kind of like world tour. Um, the goal of this series is to collect, one of every item, and then 100 of every kind of stackable, renewable item. So, anything that's not renewable, like paintings, some of these paintings can be found, but not like bought or fished up. Those I'll only be getting one of. But anything renewable, 100 of, which is painful. And it requires a lot of interesting, fun farms and mechanics to get used to. Chest monsters, been putting a lot of random crap around. But yeah, I thought we'd start from kind of right to left of the world, explain everything that's going on, and yeah, I think it's pretty fun. This is kind of to start with. You get, well, this is the Angler area. Do quests here and that sort of thing. It's going pretty well. It's just doing it every day. Just a bit of a pain, but yeah. You get the quest, Hallow. Then you go along to the Hallow Zone. Get your fishing rod out. Sit there. Do your thing. There it is. And I have one of those in there, but yeah, all biome fishing spot. And this is like a salmon switch, so it turns on and off salmon spawning. Pretty cool. And then this kind of thing here, which I have other alt characters that on certain days I'll fish up like 10 of these, and then each one will be used to turn in a quest of its own, just like speeding things up. So you get 10 quest rewards at a time instead of, one. But you need a way to transport those. So that's what this kind of hoik thing is. Because you can only carry like one quest fish at a time. Well, you can like do 3, but it's a bit weird and glitchy. You're meant to only be able to carry one. So they come up here, and then I can put them all in the chest like that. But I've only done one today. But I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, and along with the angler area, we've got this kind of coral farm. It's a bit shit. You run along and you collect coral like that, and it is bad. For several reasons. It's not AFK, you have to be there. I don't know why I'll put these away. But, because, the rarest thing here, you only need 100 of them, it's not a big priority to upgrade it. And I've already got so much coral, it doesn't have that much use, other than like coral furniture. I'm going to upgrade it at some point because this is just boring. It's just dull. There's a much cooler design that works a lot faster and is completely AFK. But that's for another time. Also, with the angler area, we've got these underground levels with lava fishing, honey fishing, and an old blood moon area. But that only works at hard mode, pre-hard mode even. But I'm pretty proud of these things. I think they're quite fun. Putting it right next to the ocean was quite nice. So it really could basically be all of the fishing spots in one, including the ocean and all the underground biomes. The only one we're missing is a sky one, which it would literally take me 10 minutes to like make a box up there, but it's just something that I don't really care about. But ayo, but ayo. Anyway, moving on. The next things, I don't know why I haven't cleared this up. Scared of meteorites griefing my build, I guess. The next one is this one, which is one of the fastest farms in the game at the moment. And it does this. And we're on, what is that, 8 million? 8 million Eater of Souls killed. And that's just for these rotten chunks that we want these Eater of Souls to be killed. I wonder if anyone has a higher count rate on any enemy in the game. 8 million. But yeah, we just want a lot of these rotten chunks, which are kind of like vital for creating Eater of Worlds summons, which are useful. If you haven't seen my video on Eater of Worlds, I use it for that. And yeah, they're spawned under here, and then are teleported to me using some fancy logic. This farm's actually pretty simple, to be honest. And yeah, they're killed by these glitched sort of things. They're landmines. And if we turn the landmines on, they can be infinitely used because they're on top of these. They're in this glitch state where they're on top of these locked jungle doors. I think it's pretty cool. It's not exactly like vanilla or whatever, but there are vanilla ways of doing this, but I don't like them. I don't like them that much. They're a bit boring. You need to use a last prism, and yeah, I don't know. I can show you here, which we've done with slime statues. We've got the similar sort of setup just with explosive traps instead this time, which is pretty cool. But you can also use a last prism if you'd like, if it feels more vanilla to you. And you just go in here like that. Voila. For some enemies, you need specific. You definitely need the last prism, and you can't use these because they're just too strong. But for these, you can use explosive traps, and you get all the slime stuffs you would ever possibly want. And I think that's pretty cool. Look, whole chest filled with slime stuffs. Oh, not exactly filled though. Let's fill it up then. Why not? Oh, can't get too close to this thing. You really can't get too close to this thing because it will kill you almost immediately, like that. God, I wonder how many times I've died in this world. Might be worth a check at some point, but why don't we give up on that idea? Also pretty cool. How much hearts they drop, like that. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I need to make a tombstone farm at some point as well. But yeah, should we see what it kind of looks like below here? Yeah, pretty cool. Kind of standard looking farms. It's just shift registering all across here. For each module, there's, you know, pretty fun. I got all these statues from just like farming worlds with a set seed. I was using this to also farm for like Scoutron, Wall of Flesh, trophies. Yeah, life's too short, and these farms are very cool. I want to keep to one world like a bit, but like this is just too cool. I had to have it. And these kind of non-vanilla kind of glitchy things, I'm just like, eh, that's there are like legitimate ways of doing this, but this is just more interesting to me, cooler, because you can actually, with this, you can leave the area whilst it's running, and you can come back, and there'll be lots of things. And I died again because I'm a fool. I am a fool. But yeah, it is fun. Kind of the next farm is this massive one over here. This is huge. Like the scale of it is massive. Not quite as big as this, but huge. But it didn't take long to build. It really simple design, no hoiks, no anything. The wiring is just as simple as that, and there's ways of doing this wiring. I probably knocked out this entire set of wiring in about 5 minutes, or for the entire farm using teleporters to speed it up. But it's a strange plant farm, and I don't like to have it on for very long, because it is incredibly laggy. As you can probably tell, it's actuating all of these blocks as thousands, but it gets strange plants at like quite a good rate. And the strange plants head down through the floor of these farms and into this Hoik track down here, and they've got a long journey ahead of them, going all the way home, which is pretty cool. I quite like it. It's a cool setup, but it just lags the game so much that I barely ever have it on. And it's quite a boring farm concept, honestly. But I had to build one at some point. So, and I was bored one day, tired, so no inspiration. So I just did it. Yeah, if you want to build one of your own, I don't know why you would. Maybe you have a better laptop than me that can properly take all this hoiking, all this actuating, because it is huge. Yeah, you can probably make one of these in an hour or so. And look, strange plants come up here, right into my center of my base. The idea behind it was that it would like run in the background, and then it would, whenever I'd spawn back into base, I'd collect the strange plants, but it was just so laggy that I barely end up doing that. And you get 6 of these strange dies from each one, so just having it on every once in a while, I'll be there in no time. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. These are the next 2 kind of farms. right below the strange plant farm. Simple run-of-the-mill enemy farms. One is for kind of like ice, and they come in, they spawn in like that, and are killed by my summon or the lava. Pretty cool, pretty easy. Just getting these, stackable items. I need to get the frost cores, the black lenses, I guess. These ice feathers was a big one, and these ice cream. But yeah, I think we got all of it in the end. And yeah, if you want to see a tutorial on how to make one of these, it's pretty easy. This is kind of overcomplicated because it saves you from solar eclipses if you have the right. You need solar sundial, whatever, for this to work. And it also contains this, which is a luck machine. Drops a platinum coin into Shimmer every 4 minutes or so. Yeah, similar sort of design here, but just for desert enemies. It's just above me this time, and the enemies are dropping through the bottom. It's a little bit more janky. Some enemies will escape, but I needed this for the sand sharks and that sort of thing, which were a little bit more annoying. The floor needed to be deeper, so you couldn't have the teleporters underneath. But yeah, we got a lot of the items we need to have. Nachos still needs to keep going. We need 100 of those. But yeah, we're getting there. It's one of 3, I think, overworld enemy farms. We got one here, which I think I showed last time, which I use for like invasions. I have a king statue in here, and yeah, it's pretty beaten up. It's been so used, but yeah, just need to make a lot more of these farms for every specific biome and that sort of thing. Um, Takes a while. It does take a while. Um, we're getting there. We're getting there. I guess this is kind of the next interesting sort of thing. It's kind of an upgrade of Critter Farm. Making it solar safe, solar proof, whatever, solar eclipse proof. With the luck machine as well. And lots of other kind of safety precautionary stuff to maximize the efficiency. And even with all that, I realized I probably should have built this in a different world, because it's not the most efficient thing in the world. But it's a pretty simple design at heart. Whilst you're waiting, any enemies are teleported away. NPCs sit here, waiting, making most enemies spawn be critters. And whenever a solar eclipse occurs, spawning is turned off, and you are given 15 seconds whilst the day skips. But yeah, it's pretty cool. If you want to see like a tutorial for this sort of thing, I think it's pretty fun. I do a lot of these weird critter farms. This is like the general one. And we got a lot of the gold critters we need. Ladybugs are difficult, so we moving the operation for that to Celebration MK10 world, where you get double butterfly and ladybug spawns, which is always good because these things take forever. And just with like a simple AFK session, I was able to get like 15 more of these in the Celebration MK10 world, which is huge. work done on the seahorses as well. Um, yeah, a lot of these are done. Um, and it's just, yeah, you got to run the farms at some point. Which is painful. I guess we'll come back to the main area. Has some pretty cool things in it. It's nighttime, so we should be seeing things coming from the Fallen Star Farm at some point. The Fallen Star Farm kind of runs across the whole map. It's these conveyor belts with holes in them um, that directs the fallen stars to fall in all the way down through these holes and into this Hoyt track, which runs below the surface into our player window. It's the same as for the same Hoyt track as the Strange Plant Farm. They just come in here. And this is going to be really good when I have like hoppers, because I put it here because this is the place I come to the most. I use my cell phone, come back, pick up the stars. But it's just going to be handy for, when you're not always there. You can always, if you have like a hopper here, you'll always be collecting fallen stars no matter what. If you're like AFKing a farm or whatever. But this has been pretty good already. We've already got, what is it, 10,100, 10,000, yeah, nearly 11,000 just from this farm. It's pretty fun. And that's why I'm holding off on a lot of the plant farms. I want like a jungle plant farm somewhere around here, maybe. And, mushroom farms, dye farms, just like dotted around. But I want like the hopper capabilities, so I won't have to constantly be going to pick them up before I do that. So I'm kind of waiting for 1.4.4. But yeah, other than that, we've got all of this stuff up here, which is a wiring nightmare. We've got this thing here, which is a 2-hour timer. And once your 2 hours are up, you are given this, and that hurts to see quite a lot. Yeah. And that started off by this world load detector, which it's not the best world load detector. It breaks if you leave too quickly. But it gets the job done. I want to change it out for a better design, but it's a mess. It'll be not exactly a project, but something I don't really want to deal with at the moment. This is the mob switch, which is no longer powered by this dummy thing, because I found those annoying. And you had to spawn right next to this thing for it to spawn in the dummy. So instead, I use these timers, which on world load, a spiky ball trap is released. So one spiky ball falls down on the world load, turns these on, and once it reaches terminal velocity, it travels at exactly 1 block per tick, which is a really cool discovery. So if you add all these up using logic gates, this red wire here will be a tick engine. So I don't know, kind of niche. You can always just use a dummy engine, but this does the same thing, which is pretty cool. And all this logic does is, use that output to turn this on and off when and where I need it, just using this. And with that, it'll be off. That it'll be on. And this toggle just with the pixel box on. It's like when you load the world, it will turn on automatically. With it off, it won't turn on automatically. But yeah, pretty simple. The world load detector does all this sorts of stuff. I only want to have one really in the world, because when it breaks, I'll only have one thing to, reset and do all that. But it turns on the star farm as well. It's pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know what the whole design ethos for this base was, but it's kind of cool. Kind of lags my game sometimes. Um, but, you know, go off, I guess. And honestly, this organization is just rubbish, but it's got most of the things that I need, to be honest. So, I like it. Anyway, I thought next we'd kind of take a break from the farms and look at kind of the main storage area. This is a mess. Honestly, it looks horrible. And by the next update, of course, they're probably going to fix the mob switch thing. So I'll need to, spawn proof this whole area. But whatever. At the moment, it's fine. We got the boss zone. There's not been much updates on a lot of this thing. We've completed the old one's army, the mechanical bosses, and that's about it. Well, that was last time, but from there we've actually completed Eater of Worlds, predictably, Brain of Cthulhu, predictably, just using this farm made getting the vertebrae and the rotten flesh quite easy, and using a farm I'll show later. Killing these guys was quite easy, quite nice, and useful. That's why I have a lot more of these than I actually need. They have another use. King Slime's also completed. Crafting all of these slime crowns was painful, but we just get it done. Getting the gold for it was quite annoying, but getting there. There's a lot of these ones where you could just kind of do them, like this. If I could collect the resources quite easily and just, spam click. This, I've already collected the resources. It's just a matter of going with some summon gear and killing them quickly. These are making really good progress. I'm quite proud of these. This is just from collecting the statues in the for these farms over here. Just from collecting those, we got like halfway done. But yeah, like same with this. We're kind of waiting for the farm, Plantera farm. We need a Plantera farm. A lot of these just need a lot of farming summons. These two especially, or they don't even have an AFK farm designed for them yet. Looking at you, Moonlord. I got ideas, but it's painful. It is painful. Other things we got in here, we started like organizing the furniture. Crafting all of these is painful. I still haven't got the lock chests, which I forgot to do in all of these ones that I've actually completed, but some of the furniture sets are completed, some of them not so much. It is just quite tedious. I think the pirate set will probably be the hardest, along with like the solar sets. Some of them are very easy, some of them not so easy. We haven't really got any wood farms, so we need to make those. But you just kind of got to put in the work, which I'm not really vibing with at the moment. Yeah, it is vibes. It is vibes. Furthermore, on like collections, we've finished the melee weapons collection. This much easier, much more interesting than a lot of the ones. And I want to do it for the ranged and magic ones. Haven't got those yet. Summon is also done. That was super quick. We had most of the weapons already, and if you didn't, I could just buy these. Um, most of these were very easy. I don't know which one was the hardest one. Um, I don't know. I had most of these already, so maybe the optic stuff. I had to find where I put the um, black lenses, but it was pretty easy. Finger stuff. I don't know. Accessories. Also starting on those. We're just missing the Terraspark boots because I use them on a new character. Um, Wings all done. Getting there. I think this is all done. Combat all done. Fishing all done. I think. Question mark. These are just the accessories, obviously. Some of these will take a while, like the music boxes. Um, but it's just it won't take forever. Compared to collecting like golden critters, quite easy. Or collecting 100 of the stack. So we got 100 of the golden delight. This food box is basically everything we have 100 of so far. Which we got the Christmas ones, which were quite difficult to get. Cream soda was very difficult to get. Some of them were a lot easier, some of them were a lot harder. Some of them were horrible. Some of them were really horrible. But a lot of these is just like going through and getting the easy ones out of the way, like this. Like I could just grab 100 of these from my own little stack and put it in there. But you gotta do it. Some of these crates, dye plants, getting gonna be tough. All of these are gonna be dyes, and it's going to be painful to craft them all. And got the fishing rods all done. I might want to display these. They kind of look rubbish in a chest. But this all looks rubbish anyway. So armor sets as well. I want to collect kind of like 2 of each, one for man, one for woman. And if there's any sort of like different sets, I'll put them above. I guess I've been putting like the melee piece on the bottom, but some of these I've got to fill in. I was just like kind of lacking on chlorophyte, and some of these I just kind of have to. I just have to get a few of these queen slimes down. Just being lazy. Mining armor. I think I have a spare set that I just don't use. So that's nearly done. I might want like a ultra bright helmet for that. Angler armor, some of them are tricky, some of them not so much. Tools are like done. So I got like the hammers, the pickaxes and drills, the axes. I forgot how I categorize them. A lot of overlap. All of these grappling hooks, the wiring stuff, and the paintbrushes. I've probably forgotten something, honestly. That's about it. I've just got to hook these all up. But it's getting there. Slowly but surely. Very slowly. So we have kind of a solar eclipse, was it? Yeah. So I'm gonna skip this day because boring. And because we have another kind of mob farm-ish type thing to look at. This main area still needs to be cleaned up. It is horrible, but it gets the job done from time to time. This is a dragonfly farm, which is pretty fun. Well, it's not just a dragonfly farm. It's a dragonfly and it's called Dragonfly and Frog Farm, which are useful. That'll be fine, I guess. It's not raining, so we don't need the town. And we need to turn off the mob switch. But yeah, the dragonflies spawn over there, and they come up, and they fly through the water. They don't want to be in the water, and then in the hoik, where they're collected by me. It's pretty cool. I think I need to get rid of a couple of these. What's it called? Cattails, because I was only meant to be one of them, but they've just grown in anyway. It collects all the different kinds of dragonflies, so it's pretty good, all 6, and yeah, it just works like this. So there's like a spawn area here, half sand, half dirt, and it's just spawning in enemies. All of them are being teleported away or killed if it's a critter, allowing only these dragonflies to spawn. They have weird spawning mechanics. So when it's not raining, they can only spawn outside of a town, hence the shadow candle. And when it is raining, they can only spawn in a town. So we've got a rain detector here to detect when it's raining, when it's not, to turn on and off this shadow candle. And then they can only spawn at day as well. So when it's nighttime, we go to collecting frogs, which, is this side of the farm. This side closes up. Yeah, it's also safe from like solar eclipses as well. But yeah, this is a really quick farm, so I think it will get the what's it called, the dragonflies pretty quickly. But yeah, I should really destroy a couple of those cattails. It doesn't really matter how many cattails you have. It's all about how many valid spawning spots you have. But I'm pretty proud of this farm. The wiring is a mess. It's like a nightmare. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Let's turn this off though. Yeah. Yeah, the next fun bit we have is this kind of what's it called? Herb farm. I don't know. I think the design is like fine. I think there's better ways of doing this, but I don't know. This is when you harvest it. It's like the maximum range of your planting abilities, and I don't know. It's pretty quick. I need to also turn this on. And yeah, it's just got all of them. I really should have like rain detectors to tell me when to harvest them, but we have like so many of them. Not really that necessary. This is a fire blossom reminder, and it always goes off at the wrong time, so it's just something I've gotta fix by myself at some point. I don't know how I screwed that up so badly, but it's maths for you. Whereas we haven't looked at some of like the underground stuff. This is kind of a new farm. It's just spiders. Pretty simple. This was just for getting presents, really. So yeah, spider fangs. Got so many of them now. But yeah, it was just for the presents and the food the presents dropped over Christmas. And then also below here, we have one of the two kinds of Eater of Worlds farm. Eater of Worlds spawns in here. If you haven't seen my video, I'd recommend watching it. That's pretty cool. They spawn in here and they die, leaving you with lots of biome keys. So we got lots of the biomes in here. This is just for jungle, desert, snow, corruption and crimson. It doesn't work with Hallow this low down in the underground. It like instantly despawns, so I've had to create another one up here for the Hallow keys, which is a little bit more complicated. Well, not really, but I'll show you. More interesting, I guess. So you have your things in here, and then you, well, actually first you start this thing here, and that gets that going. Show the map as well. You stand on one of these. So right now we're in a Hallow biome, and over here it's Crimson biome. So you stand on this, and you use your worm food, spam click, and it's killed pretty quickly. And this is just simply for getting Hallow keys, because we have most of the keys we need for all the other kinds, but not for Hallow keys, because they're like mutually exclusive. So it'll let you spawn it in the corruption, and then it will die in the Hallow, which is pretty cool. And it's much faster than any other kind of method of getting these. Oh, I want to see if we could get one, but it doesn't look like they're really spawning in. Heyo, you get the message. I'll show you really what. There's so many writhing remains. Horrible. Oh, there's one. Sorry about that. I think it glitched. Yeah, there's one. Pretty cool. And we go over here, and this is our kind of collection of them. Getting down the Hallow keys, we need 300 of each of these. One for the key itself, one for the chest, and one for the locked chest, or trapped chest even. But yeah, we're getting there. It's just a matter of time. These are just standard enemy farms. This is a Hallow, well, it used to be. This is a dungeon. Two different types of walls for this case. This one's all biome one. I don't know, I use it for a lot of different things. And this one's for lizard, mainly for like the power cells and the solar eclipse stuff. But yeah, that's why I had to build the this farm for all the rotten chunks to get all of these keys. pretty quick, pretty easy. But yeah. And then I guess a quick kind of tour through these. We've got the water strider farm. I think I turned it into a penguin farm for a little bit. When I need some penguins. Standard enemy farm. I use this one for invasions mostly these days. Whenever there's an invasion, I come here, click this statue, and boom, all sorted. Got lots of the dev sets here, which are pretty cool too. And then we've got up here, which is quite fun. I don't know, it doesn't work that well. You know, it's alright. But it's a tree shaking farm, and it kind of, you know, it's a little difficult to get the hang of, but you need to aim all the way over here, and then you can start shaking the trees, and then you run through again, and sends you through, and you can collect all of the fruits of your labor, I guess. I don't know, you get the hang of using it pretty quickly. And it's just for collecting these things. I initially was trying to make a kind of better butterfly farm, because butterflies can be shaken out of trees along with gold butterflies, but I don't know, it was tricky and didn't really work that well, and was generally more tiring and more effort than just using a normal butterfly farm. But we vibe. We made a better butterfly farm anyway in the end. And these go on for like a long time. And we need to make one for basically each type of tree type, or replace ones. I don't know, maybe for another world. But they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. But yeah, well, then we got kind of sorry, I need to, that massive thing that you're probably wondering what the hell is that. I don't know if I've talked about it that much, but it is a crystal shard farm, or will be a crystal shard farm at some point. It's getting there, but it's a lot of work. All of these hoiks are done manually, and they go all the way down to the bottom here. Well, not done manually. We've got an auto clicker now. Makes this way less painful and way faster. Still takes a long time, and this is a quarter of it. It needs to go on for all the way over here, and then you got to put in all the logic and the pearl stone. And I just didn't really want to do that when there's this in the game. I don't use this glitch, but the fact that it does exist is worrying, because I mean, just look at it. How are they gonna exactly fix this glitch? Is what I'm wondering. Ooh, that is actually not the right way of doing it. But you guys know this glitch. It's painful to watch, because you know this is the sort of rate that this entire farm would get. But you know it takes like 2 seconds to make. But you know you're also getting the gelatin crystals as well, which are, you know, more useful than just the crystal shards. I'm gonna throw those away, don't worry. I'm not using that glitch. I think it's dodgy and not really how I like to play the game. But yeah, it'll get there. It's just like painting all of these things. Yeah, these are painted orange for some reason, even though it's copper. Weird. I don't know why I made that choice instead of just leaving it as it is. But yeah, it's a lot of paint, which takes ages to craft this deep orange paint. Um, Lots of copper, lots of, yeah, lots of time spent making this whole thing. Um, but right next to it is a much lower effort farm, which is just a simple chlorophyte farm. You crawl along here with mud in hands and you just block swap. Um, and it's pretty big too. Pretty cool whenever I need chlorophyte. But yeah, honestly, I just got so burnt out on this. It's just huge. It's just huge. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And this is like a large world, guys. Like a large world. God, maybe I'm depressed. Is this what depressed people do? Maybe. I don't know. Tell me, chat. Is this what depressed people do? Gotta be. Anyway, it'll be done maybe in a couple of years. I'm not one of those fake hardcore Minecraft YouTubers. um, yeah, I can't just like complete the world's biggest project in 24 hours. I have a job. Yeah, a few other things. We've finally made it to the other side of the world. This is a pirate invasion farm. It's in the ocean, so pirates spawn here. There's a town with a queen statue. Teleported in, and I killed pretty quickly. You stand up high because pirate curses can kill you, and then you're covered by this to protect against the pirate thing. You're also in the ocean, so you can get more treasure maps whilst you're farming, so it's self-sufficient. Then below, it's a new and improved Dragonfly farm. Pretty simple. I have this void monolith. Um, I use that for if I'm AFKing and I want to go to sleep. I put that on because makes the screen darker. Bit sad, really. And then finally, I think I've shown this off before, but it's always fun to see cool, optically hard on the eyes grasshopper farm, which I never have to use again, even though I spent so much time building this thing. But ayo, it was fun. It was fun. This is kind of the last thing that I have built. It's kind of dodgy. I'm not really sure how much I'm thinking about destroying it because it's. But I do like potions of return. Let me kind of show you what it does. This, yeah, gets you lots of potions. It's similar to the sort of temple door with a mine on it, except this is a temple door with a pot on it. So each one of these has like a little broken pot on it, and then it's being updated by this active stone block, which I'll show you. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I enjoy using this. I feel like it's a bit cheaty even for me. Um, you know, the main reason that I want this and I like this in my game is simply for the Spelunker potions. Um, look at this. I don't do this because I think it's a bit ridiculous. Oh, I think the lava level needs to be higher because it's destroying all the items with these little coins. But just from the coin portals alone, look how fast the platinum is being collected. Um, and I don't believe in that. That's not a that's too cheaty for me. So I definitely have the lava level higher than that. I wonder if I can get all of those coins. They're just being destroyed and deleted. There we go. The platinum level is absurdly quick. That's not kind of what I am hoping to do, really. I think that's a bit much. But yeah, it's for the Spelunker and the Titan potions. It's just kind of as a way of getting renewable gold somehow in the game, like renewable in some sort of fast way. Because I don't know, I love fishing, it's cool, but I'm not gonna fish for all my gold, or I'm gonna go mine for it on another planet, which is also boring to me. So if I go here, get some Spelunker potions, decraft them, throw away everything else, then I have some sort of like stable supply of gold. Um, Plus, I also really love these potions of return. But do you think this is too cheaty? Let me chuck away the fake money. I think it's fine. I like it. Um, just for the gold. It's my world. Do what I want. Um, I don't know what I'd do with all these potions. I probably should just destroy them, delete them. But they're there. Yeah, why not? Just delete them. It's just these that I want. And the potions of return. But yeah, I guess onto the other world. I want to keep it in like one world, but there are other types of world with like specific properties that I want, or like pre-hard mode worlds, or I just need to create a world for farming resources like non-renewable items, or if I don't want to fish for 1,000,000 years, that sort of thing. But yeah. So the first one, I guess, is on a drunk world. I use the drunk worlds because of the amount of living wood walls. They're very handy, very useful. And I guess the first one we'll look at is this one. This is probably the newest farm that I've made. It's pretty cool. It's a gnome farm. It's the fastest gnome farm in the game. It gets about 200 gnomes per minute. Super quick. And I'll show you how it works. It's just like this. And I just turn this guy off. Yeah, it's a new one. So it's difficult to. There's still some growing pains, like this garden gnome over here. It's sometimes it gets stuck. But yeah, they spawn over here on behind the living wood wall on these dungeon bricks. You have this dart trap engine firing to kill any sort of squirrels and things, which is that's fast enough. But it's so quick because this world hasn't defeated Skeletron yet, and living wood walls are weird. They override any sort of Skeletron spawning with their own spawning, but keep the dungeon guardian rates. So, when you go into a Dungeon Guardian, they spawn in super quickly. And that's just what we're explaining here. Super quick. Gets so many gnomes so fast, and that's a lot of what this world is about. It's just exploiting this mechanic with the living wood wall. And say, for example, this one, it's a goldfish farm. Oh, let me get rid of the lava. Oh, there you go, already a goldfish. Is very similar to the other one. I'll show you, I'll put the lava in for so I can fly my drone and they'll keep spawning in. Watch, I'm gonna miss a goldfish whilst this is happening. But they spawn in here and immediately put into the hoik, and they come to me, and I'm here with a thing, and it's with the same Dungeon Guardian spawn rate, so it's unbelievably quick like that. I love it. It's just something that I'll have to finally get all the goldfish somehow. Yeah, I just have to sit here at some point for maybe like an hour to get all of them. It's very quick. And it's a similar sort of vibe here, but with worms and that sort of thing. Worms, mice, and snails. But yeah, that's I have a feeling this is gonna get patched in the next update, because I think Redigit tweeted like, oh yeah, living wood walls definitely need some rebalancing, because definitely need some bug fixing, because they're adding them as like placeable wall variant next update. So I think a lot of this will be patched out, especially this farm, because all of this, it's the only enemy that can spawn here is these snails, worms, and mice in the underground. So I'm gonna have to get to AF Kings pretty quickly so I can get all of that kind of sorted before they patch this out of existence. This is kind of another like low effort world. It's using this to kill the Eater of Worlds whilst also farming meteorite. So if you haven't seen my kind of like Eater of Worlds video, I basically go over how this works, but you mine out the whole of the surface layer, and then unlimited meteors can spawn for a because there's no meteor spawning on the surface. So if you wait till like 12 a.m., fill up the NPC cap with bunnies during a blood moon, except for like one, then you can insta-kill the Eater of Worlds. And, well, this is just to collect its drops, but it spawns somewhere over here, dies, all the drops come to you, and then a 50% chance of spawning a meteor, which is how I got all the meteor that I needed. And I can come back to this world and spawn more. I've mined out a lot of it, but I don't know, there's still traces. Maybe further along there might be some more, like here. There's a full meteor. I could have done this on a large world as well, but I've mined a lot of it out. But it's just a matter of going back in and like here's one, making a few more Eater World summons and spamming it here. But it's pretty cool. Good way of getting meteors. Then we got this get fixed boy, which I actually bothered to put one of these in for because it's painful to exist in this world. Um, you can starve to death. It's horrible. So you need like AFK food if you go AFK in here. But yeah, there's a few more things that I've built since last time. We've of course got this spider farm, which I think is really cool. I don't know if I ever do a tutorial for this because it's kind of janky. But it's for getting the cobwebs. Um, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, I love it. I love it. It gets so many cobwebs once it gets going. It's like 600,000 per hour. Once you get all 30 of them like in place, it's just dope as hell. But yeah, I love it. Fantastic. Then the new thing is a prismatic lacewing farm, and we definitely need a few of these. But I built this prismatic lacewing farm here because obviously in a get fixed boy world, lacewings can spawn any time rather than just like 7:30 till midnight in a normal world, which is a tiny amount of time. So if you want like 1,000 of these, you definitely want to build it in a world like this. Yeah, I'll get one more, then I'll move on. I think I've shown you. Oh, it's difficult to walk away. Showing you this. It's just a standard invincibility machine with collection of hoiks. That was for the mechanical bosses. I wanted to get them all done in one night, so what better way than it's called Occam's razor thing. But yeah, this is kind of the latest and newest kind of farm that I've built. It's just a kind of butterfly farm. It's precisely for getting butterflies. On a Celebration MK10 world, as you can see from the sand, butterfly drop rates are doubled, which is really cool. Butterflies have weird spawning mechanics, so like there can either be a butterfly day, no butterfly day, or a stink bug day. We got a butterfly day today, and then on a butterfly day, there will be a number rolled between 1 and 20. 20 means lots of butterflies, 1 means none at all. So this number rolled on this world will always be doubled, which is pretty good. Means you get a lot more, it's called butterflies for your buck, and at the same time ladybugs. And the farm has been upgraded as well to make it, collects the ground critters better, and the ladybugs better. But yeah, that's kind of it. We just keep making cool contraptions and gizmos. You know, it's fun to me. I don't know why, but I like it. I like it. Oh, gold squirrel. Wow. Okay. Let's put this farm into action. You can see it being collected. Yeah. I don't actually need any gold squirrels though, which sucks. But yeah, you want to see more of this, just say yo, because I love it. It's pretty fun. Just keep on making these farms. See ya.